people? Blue UK Jazz Dance, welcome to Rebirth of the Cool Volume 1, dedicated 110% to my legacy. This is me as part of my project, Juba Jazz Dance Projects, and I'm teaching individuals about jazz, as you can see me there, as an individual. People forget that I am a professional dancer of many styles, and I'm a trained one as well. I self-trained myself in the UK jazz dance styles. Do you know what I'm saying? I self-trained myself in African dance and Caribbean dance, and I've had training with the best teachers in the country. I've had best training, dance teaching from ballet, been at the Royal Ballet, best contemporary dance teachers in the country. I've been with them. I've had training and been workshop with them, but I was trained at Bedford College between 89 and 91 around dance, and people forget that. And I created my own school. Blue UK Jazz Dance is an institution of one. I am a self-trained dancer, of many UK jazz dance styles. I'm a pioneer of my own UK jazz dance styles. It's important. You need to understand, many people are not pioneers of the styles. Many people stole their styles. Nothing wrong with it. That's how they developed. But I came from a family of great sportsmen, people into health who were into dance. My dad danced, mum danced, and they very much encouraged, like the Nicholas brothers, to find your own style. That was big in the days when I was born. I was born in 1964. You know what I'm saying? When I started to dance back in the day, people looked to show their vintage values within what they did. Try to find your own way of learning and thinking, son, and developing. Draw from other people, but find your own personality and character. Was big in the 60s, and it was big in the 50s. It wasn't about you copying anybody else. It was about you learning wisdom of people and then developing your own character. Now, one of the key things I want to identify here today is simply, I went to dance school. What did I learn? And what did I learn? I was in sports excellence, Sarah Harriers, for many years. I was there from 11 to 16. I was headhunted. I was in Lancashire Cricket Ground school that they had. I was at Flixton Boys and men's. I was the first ever individual boy to 16 years to play for the men's team ever. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I was a prolific sportsman. Do you know what I'm saying? What did I learn? I learned about coaching. I had to go to coaching and training. Have you got that? Now, what people need to understand is, when you're a dancer and a sportsman, they're similar. Remember, the dance and sport, you learn sports psychology. You learn sports and dance physiology. You learn a lot about training. You learn about coaching, and you learn about mentoring. Because one of the key things in a dancer, you're always looking to fast track ways to increase your training. Now, sports is a way. Sports what kept me conditioned for UK jazz dance for many years, and sports what I use to keep myself conditioned to do ballet, contemporary and African. You know why? Because they talk about, it's important for you as a sportsman to understand how boring sports can get training. It can come rigorous. So that what they identify to you as a sportsman, look to as much different activities for you to develop yourself. I was in cycling, people. I did cycling, I did ice skating, I did roller skating, I did badminton, I did basketball, I did table tennis, I did badminton, I did tennis. Do you understand what I'm telling people? We did squash. It was huge. Sports was big in Manchester anyway, from a long time ago. People know about Manchester. In the 60s, huge. In the 70s, huge. Girls and the males and the females were all involved in sports camps. You know what I mean? Stretford was known for women. Sal Harris is known for men. I used to go to Stretford on a Wednesday and for my training with Sal Harris, but I was training with people from Stretford at Longford Park. And then I used to go to Sunday, used to be Sal Harris. Have you got that? And you do your winter training, and you do your summer then you have the competitions. Have you got that? People really have the understanding of where I'm coming from as a dancer. And what it is, why I'm saying that now, because part of my work is, Rebirth of the Cool is dedicated 110% to me promoting my legacy. My legacy is expansive and ongoing. Many people, when I tell them I'm a professional dancer, they don't know that. They laugh at me. And it's quite funny. They assume that you're just dancing all day. No, I'm not. I'm a professional dance leader. I've been a manager. I've been a producer. I'm a script writer. I create productions for my dance development. I just finished one called Tribute to John Bubbles, which was done in Black History Month in 2015. Do you know what I'm saying? Produced by Sheba. I developed it. I wrote it. I showed you open stages, which is a process for dancers to meet other dancers and people in the industry to give me their professional eye. I went for a process. That's what happens with a film. So when people talk to me, I tell them I'm a manager. You don't understand? I'm a manager. I'm a producer. I'm a director. And I've used my dance in many different ways. I used it for health. I use it for healing. I use it for well-being, and right now I'm using it for health like you've never known before. All the knowledge I know, I've been using it because I've had 2 back-to-back life-threatening illnesses that changed me overnight. Blood poisoning, CO poisoning, and it's been incredible. And part of my legacy is that journey that, guess what, in the past I used it for health, and god damn, I'm so glad. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say that, but I'm so glad that I've done that because it's helped me have an understanding of what I need to do as a person who's going through long-term long-term health issues and self-manage it myself. Yeah, at the end of the day, because I had the discipline as a dancer. So in the past, the knowledge of being a dancer and sportsman, I could transfer to my self-development now as a person in ill health at the moment. Have you got that? Very, very important for people to really understand. That's part of my legacy, and I've been in dance and sports heavily for many years. And I went back to university to develop that. Do you know what I'm saying? To have knowledge, or to talk in an authoritative way, and how I can use the arts as an arts manager, administrator with business management knowledge. What's happening now, the sports is incorporated dance now. Before it wasn't, they were separate. So what happened was a lot of snide remarks, people telling you how you camp because you're a dancer. But they were surprised to find out I was an exceptional sportsman. I was a person that taught, one of the first people to teach UK jazz dancing education, plus contemporary dance as a black man in the UK. I was one of them, particularly in the northwest of England. There wasn't many teachers. I was at 86 to 88 within the first contemporary dance company. You got that? When I went there was a lot of snide remarks made by, unfortunately, sports teachers. Yeah, but they were shocked to find out I was an exemplary sportsman. I was better than some of the sport teachers themselves, and I was a coach. Yeah, and plus I was a mentor. They couldn't believe that I run at Sale Harriers, did all these football and all that sort of thing. I used to play with the guys because I knew I was there to influence and inspire them. I was there to influence male dancing. I was saying male dancing was a sport. I was one of the first advocates to share with individuals. Bruce Lee did dance. He did it to increase his ability to do his martial arts, and vice versa. Because that's what happened to me when I was doing dance. I realized dance gave me extra conditioning for the sports. That's why I was excelling. I was much more conditioned than most people. And then vice versa, the sports enabled me to do the dance. Yeah, in a better way, because I came from a different place. I was training in a different way. There was a different type of energy. When you see me dance, I have a different type of energy than a normal ballet dancer or contemporary dancer, because I do a wide range of sports and a wide range of dances. Have you got that? Anyway, Blue UK Jazz Dance, just giving you insight into me as a dancer. I'm a trained dancer, people, in jazz, contemporary, okay, and ballet. Yeah, I mean, I'm an individual doing academic study into sports. Even in I recently got a HNC in 2013 in arts administration, management, and business management. I personalized it for myself. You know what I did in it? Sports coaching. That's right. People think, how can you do sports coaching? Because I want to develop my ability to teach people to learn, and I did a coaching module called acquisition. Yeah, acquisition as a skill. Basically, how you learn and develop learning. And one of the areas I focus myself in is how you keep developing yourself as a person who's injured. How you keep your career alive. How do you develop yourself and keep your learning going? Because people don't know, the sportsmen, when they break the leg, they don't just plaster it up. They have a cast that they can open, so physio works with them, and they work on different parts of the bodies. Do you remember their commodity, the sportsmen? They don't just sit down at home and let the muscles wane away. That doesn't happen. And I'm the first dancer to try to tell people that don't do that. Because a lot of dancers were doing that. They were getting injured. What they'll do, they wouldn't do anything at home. No. You have to keep yourself conditioned, because you don't. It's worse for you when you put in a lot of training and then suddenly stop. it can be damaging to you as a dancer, and you can get further injuries. You don't do that. And what you do, you keep yourself involved in learning about your skill. So I watched the story of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had a serious injury where he was out for a year. Do you know what I'm saying? He came back as a better player than before he got his injury. The reason was he was training behind the scenes, and secondly, he was watching the game. He was starting to mentally think about the game in a different way. That's what I did. And he thought about, how can I fast track things? He looked at, how can I release and realize my full potential? How can I tap into the Warrior Win within a different way? And that's what he did. When he came back, he was a leading scorer, but he was a leading defender, because he was looking about how he can improve his game and boost his game. That's what I done as a person right now. I come back better as a dancer, because what I did, I started to refine. And it started at Oxford Brookes University, because I was injured there also. I had a really serious back injury. I decided, how can I still be dancing, keep my dancing going? I started to refine my movements. I started to redefine what was my dance styles. I started to develop, who am I, what am I, where am I coming from, what's my legacy, how do I train, what do I do when I don't have time to train, what is the short, fast track methods I keep my conditioning together. That comes from me using a martial arts pole, which I identify to individuals in my training. It's unique, yeah, but that kept me strong. That keeps my muscles strong. I'm an interdisciplinary artist, so I was a drummer. So what all the exercises I do, people don't know, incorporates me involving myself in a wide range of complementary arts. I'm an African drummer. Let me tell you something, you need to train. You can't just hit the drum like that. The muscles, to hold a cowbell, to drum for hours, you have to train. To dance for hours, you have to train. So I had to incorporate exercises always at Oxford Brookes University. I was there from 05 to 10. What I had to do, because I'm a dyslexic student, I had to work 4 times as much as any student. How do I keep myself fit? How do I keep myself focused? What I did, I used ball sports. Ball sports is important for the development of any person. Why? Because it develops your eye-and-hand coordination. That helps you learn. In cognition, helps your cognition, people. That's right. So people didn't know, I used to go to a basketball court just 2 minutes away from me, and I used to do shooting. And I used to play with my football, because one of the things with my dyslexia, I'm a person that multi-sensory learning is the way I learn. I'm going very into a lot of depth at this moment, because I really want to give people an understanding. Blue UK Dance is more than what you think, and I know a lot of knowledge about the development of dance. I know a lot of knowledge about the development of my social development, my physical development, my intellectual development, my cultural development, my emotional development, my spiritual development. I know a lot about that. I know about integrated development of myself. Do you know what I'm saying? I know about continuous planning development, personal development, and professional development. How these three are important to you as a sportsman and a dancer, because dancers come with goals. And that's what I transferred to my study. I had goals, right? I got to do this by a certain period of time, and then I put the time in. The way I learn, I'm not a natural dancer, sportsman, or academic. No way chance. I have a hard work ethic. I took that from my parents. My parents both grew up not having an education, but they developed an education. They developed their learning by going to college over and over again and setting time to learn. You have to recognize and accept your knowledge, your capacity to learn, and what you need to put in. Some people do not. I come from a family that had their own libraries at home. I have my own library. I have a blue lab, and my blue lab is basically, I have books, I have records, I have DVDs, information that will enable me to fast track, information that will enable me to cross-reference what I'm learning. You can't do that in a library. Yeah, I'm saying what I have is my own special library. My parents had their own special library from a baby. They had self-help books. My parents, how to improve your memory. How I learned self-defense was in the Caribbean, but also when I returned to Britain, my parents had a book. At the back of that book, a medical book with self-defense. I started to read it myself. Just that's how it was. Yeah, and I couldn't really hardly read. But you're surprised when you want to learn how you learn to read. I just saw the book. It's got self-defense in here. Secretly, I can learn, because I was a child who got bullied. I was a child that has flashbacks from bullying. I was an individual who went into depression. I was already timid. I can go into all these things. But I'm going to talk about sports and dance tapped me into the warrior within. And as an artist, I developed some dance pieces around, guess what? Tapping into the power within. Dance did, because what it did, it made my body stronger. It made me psychologically and physically stronger as a person. So when people came to me and tried to treat me in a derogatory way, or tried to violently use violence or treat me in an aggressive way, I could deal with it. Blue UK Jazz Dance, take it easy.